Hi guys, it's Mrs. Stidham here, and it is Thursday evening, and most of you guys took your STAR test today, and I was really proud of you guys for getting logged in, taking that test, and doing a really great job. So I'm going to share a few things about the Accelerated Reader program with you today, how to read the report that's going to come to you tomorrow into your Google Classroom, or if you're a traditional student, you'll be receiving the paper report here in class, how to read the report, how to find a good book, and how to see your progress of what's going on with Accelerated Reader. Now, AR, which is the shortening of Accelerated Reader, is a district-wide initiative, and it is required that every child at the middle school get 9 points per quarter of school. So in 9 weeks, that's only 1 point per 9 weeks, which is very doable for a middle school and a high school child. And this is something that will continue until they graduate. So the first thing that I want to show you is the score report. This is the STAR diagnostic report, and it shows you what your child has scored, their grade level, and any areas of weakness in their reading ability. I'm sorry, those are my kids in the background. Boys, I need you to play quietly. Mama's making a video. So this is their score report. You can see if their score where the dotted line is in the red, then it's an urgent intervention. We really need to get their reading scores up. If they're in the yellow, it's just plain intervention. If they're in the blue, then they're on watch. So that's something that they're not quite on grade level, but they're very close. And if their score is in the green, then your child is at or above the benchmark, okay? The SS is the scaled score. That's what they actually scored on the test. And right here, the GE is their grade equivalent. I actually logged in as a pretend student, so this report is for Jane Doe. And so my grade equivalent is over the 11th grade. I guess that's good since I'm teaching the subject. So that's how you read this chart. The dotted line is where your child has scored. The GE is the grade equivalent. Okay. Now, if I scroll down on through the report, then I will see the different types of reading scores broken down. So there's a reading and writing process, the critical reading and writing, the vocabulary, multimodal literacies, and then this right here is their ZPD, their zone of proximal development. Now those are really, really huge words. What that means is they want to check out books that are written on a level in between these two numbers. If your child is reading on grade level, then those numbers are going to have a really wide range. That means your child is on level, they're reading where they need to be. So really, as long as they are reading anything at all that interests them, that will build their skills. If your child is below level, then that ZPD is going to be smaller because we really want to target what they're reading into a very specific zone so that we're not reading anything that's too hard and becomes frustrating, but we're also not reading anything too easy that's not pushing them to learn new words and to increase their scores, okay? So this is their STAR diagnostic report. If you are a distance or blended learner, this report will be in your Google Classroom. My plan period is 4th hour, so you should look for that around 11:30 so I have time to download them and then place them into Google Classroom since those will have to be individually sent. The next thing I want to show you is what it will look like when your child logs in to Accelerated Reader. Okay, this is what it looks like when they log in. This button takes them to the STAR test, which they've already taken, and this button right here shows their Accelerated Reader account, and that's where we're going to go right now. Once they get into AR, that's how they take a test, that's how they get points, and that's how they meet those goals. I always like to send them to this blue trophy right here called Progress. So I'm pretending here that I'm Jane Doe and I'm looking at, well, something's gone wrong.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to have to re-log in. I guess it's good for you guys to know. It's 2025, first initial, last name, capital S, lowercase t, and their lunch number. Okay, I'm going to go to Accelerated Reader, and then I'm going to go to the blue Progress Trophy. Simon. Okay, now obviously I haven't read any books or taken any tests. So we're looking at the first 9 weeks marking period. And down here on the right side, it's going to tell me all about the quizzes that I've taken. It's always going to have my ZPD there so that I know I'm reading something on my level. There's also a Lexile range, and it lets me know what my latest star reading score is. So if you lose that report or don't have access to it, you can find that same information in your AR account. Once you start taking tests under my school year totals, you'll start to see those points adding up here to get them to their goal. Now, we say that 9 points is the minimum goal for what they need for each 9 weeks, but depending upon their level, they'll actually have a personal goal set that we encourage them to reach for their reading classes. So the 9 is what you have to have in order to be eligible to play sports or play in the band or do any kind of outside of school activities, but their personal goal will be their grade in their reading class. One more thing I want to show you. If your child is always wondering what they should read or what book level they should be looking in, I want to tell you about a website. It's called arbookfind.com. Any book that has an AR test can be found on this website, and you would just log in as either a student or a parent. And you can do a quick search or an advanced search. And anytime you look up a book, Harry Potter happens to be my favorite, it will pull it up. It will tell you the quiz number of the book so that you don't wind up taking the wrong test for a book that you didn't read. It'll tell you how many points it's worth. So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is worth 14 points. And it tells me that the book level is 5.7. Now, if you remember, my ZPD for Jane was anywhere between a 5 and a 13. So having a level of 6.7 is perfectly within my ZPD and would be a great book for me to read to reach my points. That's really all that I have that I wanted to show you guys. If you have any questions on your child's score report, or kids, if you have a question on your score report, please shoot me an email or send me a message through Google Classroom, and I'll be glad to get back with you guys. I'm sorry that my kids were so noisy in the background, but thanks for hanging with me. Bye-bye.
Well, you're not helping. I'll let you knock it down if I can keep building. Well, after